Chapter 4, Vision of Vasavāmbika in Kuruvapuram. We three wanted to do meditation in accordance with the instructions of Sri Palani Swami. Sri Palani Swami said, "My dear Madhava, my dear Shankara, let all the three of us meditate. We can then discuss about our spiritual experiences felt during meditation. As this is the order of Srivallabha, we will definitely have the experience of some spiritual turning point in the future. In the future, the Christian calendar will be in use. According to the Christian calendar, today, Friday, May 25, 1336, is a completely propitious day with high yogic powers. This day will be a special significance in our lives. I will leave my physical body here and go to Kuruvapuram in my settled body. It is a child's play for me to roam in 4 or 5 places at the same time in my settled form. We will all remain in the meditation of Sripada Srivallabha. When his permission is granted, I will reach Kuruvapuram in my settled body." The way for accessibility of Swami's grace. On hearing the words of Palani Swami, I wondered and said, "Swami, Madhava saw the divine auspicious form of Srivallabha. You are also in communion with Srivallabha in subtle planes. But I know only his name, but not his form. How can I meditate upon him?" Palani Swami smiled and said, "My boy, if you have devotion for Sripada, everything can be achieved. A tortoise protects its offspring with the thought waves even if they are left at a very far away place. A cat carries its kitten from one house to another, keeping them in its mouth. It will keep them in a place that it considered safe. In the same way, at first, he will rule his devotees with the tortoise offspring justice. After some progress, he will rule them with cat offspring justice. Later, they will be ruled with monkey offspring justice initially. Here, there is the necessity of the offspring to hold on to its mother with effort. After some more advancement, the devotees behaves like a small fish which roam freely behind their mother where it goes. When you sit for meditation, he will give darshan to you." Srivallabha wanted to take an important decision for the future. So he wanted me to go over to Kuruvapuram in my settled body on this momentous day. As soon as I receive his orders during meditation, I will at once proceed to Kuruvapuram. Some important incident is going to take place there. Lord Sridatta has granted me the unique opportunity of witnessing that event completely with my eyes." Saying so, he went into meditation. Madhava and myself also took to meditation soon after. Meditation went on like this for 10 ghadiyas. All of us became our normal selves curiously at the same time. After meditation, Sri Palani Swami was in very high spirits. Madhava and I requested Sri Palani Swami to narrate his experience during meditation. He narrated it with all smiles in the following manner. The story of Shiva Sharma, the result from contemplation of Sripada Srivallabha. How fortunate are the people living in the Kali Yuga. Kuruvapuram is a small village. A Vedic scholar and pious Brahmin named Shiva Sharma, who recognized the greatness of Sripada, was living there along with his wife Ambika. Theirs was the only Brahmin family in Kuruvapuram. Daily he used to cross the river and earn money through acts appropriate for Brahmins to eke out a living. After making some money, he used to return to Kuruvapuram. He belonged to the lineage of sage Kashyap. Shiva Sharma was a great scholar, a strict adherent of religious practices and belonged to the Yajurveda sect. All his earlier children died within a very short time after birth. At last, one son survived. Unfortunately, he was a dullard and a blockhead. Shiva Sharma became weak and sick as a skeleton due to the distress caused by the useless child. One day he recited Veda in the presence of Srivallabha and afterwards stood silent. Sri Sripad noticed the sorrow in his mind and with a gentle smile said, Shiva Sharma, I am a slave to those who forget all worries and constantly meditate upon me. Tell me about your desire. For that Shiva Sharma said, Swami, I wish that my son should become a great scholar and orator than me. All my aspirations became futile. My son became an incorrigible idiot. Being omnipotent, it is not difficult for you to make him a learned and useful person. I leave it to you, your kind will. Sripad averred, My dear, nobody can escape the fruits of his past deeds. The entire creation is moving subject to unbreakable laws. A woman gets a husband as the fruit of her worship. She gets children as a fruit of donations made by her. One should always donate to deserving people. Donations made to unworthy persons bring undesirable results. If food is offered to a good-natured person, the donor of food derives some part of the merit accruing from the good deeds performed by the good person. Donation should be made without arrogance. Then only it gives good results. On account of the past karma, you got a dull-witted one as your son. You couple wanted a child with a long span of life. You did not wanted a short-lived child. So I granted you a son with a complete span of life. According to the rule of karma, to make him suitable scholar by destroying his previous life sins, you will have to sacrifice your life. If you are prepared to sacrifice your life, I will make your son a worthy scholar. For that, Shiva Sharma replied, Swami, I entered old age. I am ready to sacrifice my life. What more can I wish that then my son becomes a great scholar and speaker like Brihaspati. Then the omnipotent Shripada declared, yes, you will die soon. After death, you will remain for some time in the subtle body and undertake penance in an underground cave at the foot of Neem tree in Dishala town. Afterwards, you will take birth in the holy land of Maratha. Do not reveal this to your wife under any circumstance. Revealing the future birth of Sripada Srivallabha. Shiva Sharma died soon. Ambika, along with her son, were begging for food and were living a miserable life. There was no end to the taunts and remarks of ridicule by the neighbors. That Brahmin youth could not bear the derisive remarks of the people. He ran towards the river to commit suicide. His helpless mother also wanted to end her life and she also ran after him. As a root of their previous birth merit, Shripada saw them on the way. He dissuaded them from their suicide attempt. With his boundless compassion, he converted the foolish boy to an erudite scholar by his mere will. He instructed Ambika to spend the rest of her life worshipping Shiva. He expatiated at length the result obtained from worshipping Shiva at the time of sunset on Saturdays. He granted her a boon that in her next birth she would be blessed with a son who is equal to him in all respects. However, as there was no one equal to him in all the three worlds, he himself resolved to be born as a son in her ensuing birth. My dear, Sri Charan's incredible Leela took place in my presence today, that is Friday, May 25, 1336. Vasavi's manifestation and her story. Fortuitously, I took a bath in the Krishna river along with Lord Sripada. After the bath, Sripada created Yog Agni with his Atma Shakti. In that Yog Agni, Kanaya Kamba manifested with a wonderful Agni-like complexion. For many days, I tried to have darshan of Vasavi Kanaya Kamba, the sister of Sripada Srivallabha. But for some unknown reason, she was not giving me darshan. I prostrated myself at the feet of Ambika. The smiling Srivallabha was looking very pleased. The mother, Sri Vasavi, resembled exactly Sri Vallabha. Anyone who sees them will think that they both are twins. In that great Kuruvapuram kshetra, no one else except Sripada, Mother Vasavi and I were there. Sri Vallabha's yoga leelas are endless. I was wondering in my mind where the town of Dishila was and how it was possible for the dead Shiva Sharma to do penance with only a subtle body. Sri Vallabha said, there is no limit for Yoga Shakti. The yogic paths of Lord Datta are very strange, ever new, unheard or of before and unthinkable. After some time, a couple manifested with divine glow from that Yoga Agni. Sri Vallabha told me that they were the father and mother of Mother Sri Vasavi, named Kusuma Shreshti and Kusumbi. Mother Sri Vasavi was in meditation posture for some time. From the yogic fire generated by Sripada Srivallabha, Sri Nagareshwara Swami manifested. After that, the brother of Sri Vasavi, Virupaksha, and the Gomatas belonging to 102 Gotras who did Agni Pravesham emerged from Yog Agni. Sri Vallabh said, pleasingly, Virupaksha was born with the amsa of Nandeshwar, and I put my amsa also in him. My maternal grandfather, Sri Bapa Navadanlu, who invoked the power from Surya Mandalam into the Sri Shaila Mallikarjun Lingam, lived in his previous birth in Brihad Sila Nagaram with the name of Bhaskara and was the preceptor to the king. He was born with the Amsa of Brahma. On the full moon day in the month of Shravana, I will definitely come to Brihasila Nagaram. My sister Sri Vasavi Kanayaka Kamba will tie Rakhi to my hand. My dear Palani, my deeds, plays, and great events cannot be done by anybody. Nobody can imitate them. Nobody can get my power. As a fruit of your intense penance, you could have the darshan of Siddha Vaishyas. Madhav Vasavi and our parents, Kusuma Shrishti and Kusumbi. Now this Kuruvapuram is going to become a big palace. Look, surprising, a great king's palace was created by mere will. We were all seated in simhasanas studded with diamonds. Sri Charna said Gomatas belong to 714 Gotras. The couples who entered Agni along with Ambika belong to only 102 Gotras. During the times of Swaracha Chisha Manu, where there were 18 towns devoted to Lord Ishvara, the most important one being Brihad Sila Nagaram. If any one of you who are devotees of Datta and has darshan of Ambika, Nagareshwar and other god in Brihad Sila Nagaram, you will get special merit. Wherever Datta's name is chanted, Mother Vasavi will live there incognito. She will fulfill the desires. Where Vasavi Kanayakamba's name is remembered, there Datta will live incognito. With small effort, great merit is granted. In Krita Yuga, people were following the truth and were siddhas. In Treta Yuga, sacrifices like yajnas and yagyas were in vogue. In Dwapar Yuga, Mantra Shastra was prevalent. In this Kali Yuga, Tantra Shastra is given special importance. Tantra means spreading the Chaitanyam. The root cause of this entire creation is myself. All the 33 crores of gods, all the living beings, and endless millions of worlds are within me. And because of myself, they become dynamic, and because of my presence, will have different kinds of powers. The ultimate refuge of all the rivers is the ocean. Whichever god is worshipped, the worship reaches me. If I am worshipped, one will get the fruit of worshipping all gods. The worlds that manifest coming out of my Parabrahma Tattvam are my images only. The thing coming out of my Parabrahma Tattvam as the universe is my image only. There is no difference between me and my image. The thing in the form of Adi Parashakti is myself only. The Paratatvam is beyond the male and female forms. When I in the form of a man, I am called Datta. When I am in the form of woman, I am called Adi Parashakti. That is why the Vedic scholars said Sri Krishna Shamala Devi and Sri Ramo Lalitambika. The rays emanating from my gross form will make the places where I move to be sacred. My subtle body will be pervading the whole earth. My casual body will be pervading millions and millions of universes. My Maha casual body is in the form of Sat Chit Ananda. It remains in rest, immersed in Brahmananda. In all these four states, my consciousness works simultaneously. No one can get me through any type of japa or tapa or yogic practices or any other method. One can get me only through my special grace. Even those sacred people who had merged in me will have to take birth with gross bodies on different occasions according to my will and perform my tasks. The nature of Parabrahma. Anaga Lakshmi, who is combined form of three Shaktis, Mahakali, Mahalakshmi and Mahasaraswati, is my Shakti form. She is in the left half of my body, and in the right half of my body, my Trimurti form is there, which is combined form of three gunas. All this creation is present inside me. Creation, protection, amalgamation, retreat, and gracefulness all keep happening relentlessly. Every particle is the solidified form of letters. All the letters have vibrations and they are all mantras. This form of sound, which has vibration, is the form of Mahasaraswati. The power solidified is the form of Mahalakshmi. The power embedded in that is the form of Mahakali. If I am Shakti, now I will be the Shakta the next moment. Jagannatha is the symbol of endless compassion and Jagatpita is the symbol of strict divine justice. My fatherly form decides and strictly implements the inevitable consequences of karmas. My motherly form will show compassion and pity on devotees who have surrendered to me. Even if the child does a great mistake, the mother takes it as a small one. Even if a small good deed is done, the mother will give great fruit in return. Learn that I am the father, mother, and guru for all this creation. I decided to remove the doubt lingering in your mind. You have a doubt on how Vasavi has become my sister. Previously, when I was born to Atri and Anusaya, while Anusaya was swinging me in the swing, she thought, all are male children only. Not even one girl child was born with the cute features of Datta. As she was a great Pativrata and her desire was very intense, it materialized immediately. When the swing moved to one side, the form of Datta was seen, and when the swing returned, the form of Vasavi was seen by her. While she was wondering whether it was a dream or Vaishnav Maya, Atri Maharshi came and said, Anusaya, after doing hard penance to know the real form, which was the source of three murtis with the three qualities, we could have Datta as a child. I realized that this was the Guru form, which was the source of the Trimurtis. This indeed is the form of Lord Narayana. When the same form takes the female form, it becomes Kanayaka, which is nothing but Adi Parashakti. They both had been brother and sister from the beginning of creation. Oh, what a wonder! Then he was immersed in meditation and saw my form as the concentrated consciousness. He also saw that this was the form of Ambika also. He also understood that it was decided by me that before manifesting as Sripada Srivallabha, I should come as Yogamaya and take the form of Vasavi Kanayaka. On the request of Atri and Anusaya, our forms got separated and Ambika tied Rakhi to me. The form which was born as Datta to Atri and Anusaya is the same Sripada Srivallabha in Kali Yuga. This form existing before the manifestation of all the other forms of Datta will be hidden. The form of Adi Parashakti existing before all her other manifestations is the same as the Vasavi Kanayakamba form. So that form also is hidden in Agni Tattvam. The dharma of man and dharma of God are different. To see this auspicious form of Ambika, one should earn great merit. There is a reason to call all of you here today. My form being endless, supreme consciousness is not bound in any form or name. I decided to stay in a still form like the limitless dynamic ocean without waves. There is no difference to me whether I am in a form or I am formless. So I decided to hide this form starting today. Vasavi, let me know your wish and opinion. I felt unhappy to see Shripada's form being hidden so early. Mother Vasavi, in the divine auspicious form, looked at Sripada with praying looks and said, "My most revered brother, as there is no difference to you in being formless or having a dynamic, vibrant form, please remain in this Sripada Srivallabha form for some more time and then you can hide it. Have mercy on real aspirants so that they will be able to see this divine auspicious form. Keep this form hidden from the gross without having any difference between places and time. If you want to take avatar again, you can take a new form and body. In that case, if you wish, you can show grace on your devotees from Samadhi when that body rests in Samadhi." For that, Sripada replied like this: "The decision of the birth of Narasimha Saraswati, O Vāsavāmbika, the embodiment of all auspicious qualities, may your wish be fulfilled. I will remain in this body of Sripada Srivallabha for 14 more years till I attain 30 years of age. Afterwards, I will disappear. To revive the sannyas dharma once again, I will take birth as Narasimha Saraswati and remain in the incarnation for 80 years. Afterwards, I will stay in intense penance for 300 years in Kardali and conclude my incarnation in Prajnapura under the name Swami Samartha. In the form of Avdutas and Siddhas, I will perform miracles and incredible sportive plays with my limitless divine virtues and make the people follow the righteous path." Sripad spoke sweetly. Swami showers grace on a foreigner and names him. After remaining in meditation for some moments, he called Virupaksha and said, "My dear Virupaksha, a white man from Germany reached Kurungada, overcoming many difficulties for my darshan. This golden divine palace cannot be seen by others, so he is searching for me. Go and bring him here." I wondered how a white man could come to this place which is difficult to get to. Virupaksha brought that white man. He became extremely happy with the darshan of Sripada Srivallabha. He held Sri Charan's feet and cried heavily. Sripada lifted him up. The nectar of grace was showering from his eyes. Sri Charna's form had limitless power and limitless love. His heart was the love of millions of mothers. Sri Vallabh addressed him as John. He looked into John's eyes with piercing looks. It appeared that he was giving him initiation through the eyes. After some time, he touched John's forehead between the eyebrows. With that sacred touch, John experienced a divine, ecstatic pleasure. Then Swami told all those present there to look into the sky. One big number appeared in the sky with a divine glow and in Devanagari type. He said that it was Jnana number of Sri Chitragupta. Sri Charna said that the number would become most important in the future centuries. The number is 1701. Shripada said, "This is the number of the universe." The meaning and the inner meaning of this number will be understood by people who are trying to understand the nature of matter according to the levels of their intellectual state. Sripada was talking in Telugu, but John understood it. John was questioning in German language and Sripada was answering him in Telugu. What a wonderful thing! In the vicinity of Sripada, every moment was filled with his plays and miracles. All the knowledge and scholarship are at the feet of Sri Charna. Sri Charna said, "When I was speaking in Trilanga language, John understood it in German language. Each word I spoke was being translated into German, and John was able to hear. There is nothing which I cannot do for the sake of my devotees. There is nothing which I cannot lift, and there is no problem which I cannot resolve for them. People who believe me by mind, action, and speech, leaving all other dharma behind, are really blessed people. When my grace is flowing on you, all the other Shaktis in this nature give positive auspicious vibrations. You can take it as my promise. There is nothing which I cannot get in all these 14 bhuvanas. Even if you are following your own righteous path, if you remember my name, I will protect you like the eyelid protects the eye. I am the embodiment of love. You will know me through love only. The star Dhruva is important for the constellation of the seven rishis. Learn how Dhruva got Dhruvapadam. He did penance for Lord Narayana with a wish to sit in his father's lap. After having darshan of Lord Narayana, he lost the desire to sit in the lap of his mortal father. Lord Narayana gave him the place of Dhruvapadam. He also allowed Dhruva to sit in his lap. The Lord of the universe graced Dhruva by allowing Dhruva to sit in his lap when the child actually desired deeply to sit in his mortal father's lap. In Kali Yuga, Dhruva is Lord Jesus. In Kali Yuga, Dhruva took birth as Lord Jesus. He believed that God was his father. I will grace you in the same thought in which you worship me. Sri Vasavambika gave her power to Maria, the sacred soul. Dhruva was born as Lord Jesus to Maria, even when she was a virgin. Jesus Christ was not born by physical union of father and mother. Note that Jesus Christ repeatedly called Sriman Narayan as his father. Sriman Narayan is none other than Sripada Srivallabha, who is present in front of you. O Siddha Vaishya Munis, chant the Vedas in the presence of my sister Vāsavāmbika. With the sound of your sacred chanting of Vedas, the result of bad deeds of people in the coming centuries can be destroyed. Sri Nagareshwar and Vāsavāmbika like the chanting of Vedas very much. The white man who is in our presence by chance will be born in the next birth in the house of a good Brahmins, who are Veda scholars in the Himalayan region. He will become a yogi and will reach Shambhala village. You drive away the evil powers present in the populated air with the sound of sacred Vedas. Thus Shripada told them. Siddha Vaishya Muni's Veda Ghosha was completed. Sri Vasavi Kanayakamba, Sri Nagareshwara, Virupaksha, the Kusuma Shreshti couple, and Siddha Vaishya Munis entered the Agni and disappeared. Sripad Vallabh blessed John. John said, "It is good to have a book on Sri Charna's life history." Swami replied, "In the coming centuries, in accordance with your wish, Sripad Srivallabh Charitramrut will come in German language also." He assured John and sent him. He ordered me to enter the gross body again. Saying so, he went to take a bath in the confluence of water at Prayag. He disappeared. My dear, today, that is Friday, May 25, 1336, is a sacred day. Shankar, tell me the experience you had in meditation. The specialty of Sripad Sid the specialty of Shirdi Sai Baba's manifestation. I said, "Oh, most respected Sri Palani Swami, when I was meditating, I saw a monk in the attire of a Muslim. He was often uttering the sound, Allah Malik. He was sitting under a neem tree. He must have been 16 years old. He told an old person who came for his darshan that I am Nanak Pandi Musalman. To a different person, he said, I am a good Brahmin, born in the Bharadwaj lineage. He told another person, this is my Gurusthan, and people who worship here on Thursdays and Fridays will get good luck. Sri Palani Swami, throughout my meditation, I had the darshan of that young sannyasi only. I did not get the darshan of Sripada Srivallabha. Some people came and started digging at a place under the neem tree where that young sannyasi sat. There was a small cave inside. Inside that four lamps were glowing intensely on the four sides. After some time, that young sannyasi came there, had the cave opening closed again, and said, this is my Gurusthan. Nobody should open it. Sri Palani Swami, I did not understand the wish of Sri Vallabh in granting me this type of darshan in meditation. The story of Yavanas. Palani Swami said, my dear disciples, the nature of Sri Vallabh cannot be imagined. One cannot describe his place. His wish is to coordinate all the dharmas and traditions in the world and merge them in Sanatan Dharma. He will establish the Sanatan Dharma in the whole universe at the end of Kali Yuga. Sri Charna told John, Yehovah means I am, that is the form of Parabrahman. All the consciousness reflecting in the universe is the consciousness of Jesus Christ, who is popular as the Son of God. The consciousness purified is the same as sacred flowing grace, which gives peace and happiness. All those three forms are mine. As a result of your pure love, you could get my darshan, which is very difficult to get otherwise. Similarly, the Yavana Dharma also is an inherent part of the essence of Datta. A Mahatma by the name Mahamathi was a devotee of formless Makeshwar. He used to call God as Allah. He saw all the seven heavens. He wanted to see Allah, but he saw only his reflection. The Yavana sannyasi you saw was a Brahmin who was born in the lineage of Bharadwaj. He lost his parents during his childhood. He was brought up by a Muslim faqih and learned Muslim Dharma. He learned Hindu Dharma by staying with Hindu Mahatma. He learned Kriya Yoga from a great yogi in Varanasi. He then met a Datta Avduta and asked for silver coins. As his tin would not get filled up, the Avduta put two khajur fruits in it. Then he was satisfied. With that, the Chaitanyam of Datta flowed into him. Later, he came to Dhishila Nagaram. It was a small village in a forest area. When he got to the thick forest, Sripada Srivallabha sat on the stone and meditated. If anyone does meditation sitting on that stone, he would get wonderful results. Sripada Srivallabha did tapas for 12 years in the underground house you saw under the neem tree. During those 12 years, he got the power of tapas equivalent to that of doing tapas for 12,000 years. Sri Vallabh's body got transformed into a 12,000 years old one. The whole cave was occupied by his hair. His eyebrows also became thick. To see his eyes, one would have to lift the eyebrows with difficulties. Sri Charna gave that fruit of tapas to that young sannyasi. When that young monk was about 4 years old, Sri Charan started tapas in that cave in his hidden form. When that sannyasi became 16 years old, he completed 12 years of tapas. My dear, this incident which I am telling you are going to happen in the coming centuries. They are not the present incidents. Shripada will manifest with the name of Narasimha Saraswati and will be there for 80 years with that name and form. He will later be in deep meditation, incognito, in Kardali Vanam for 300 years. He will later take the name of Swami Samartha in Prajnapura and will later merge in Mallikarjun Lingam in Srisailam. But the Yavana sannyasi whom you saw will also be an old aged form. He, Shripada, will put his Chaitanyam in the sannyasi and make him equal to him. My dear Shankar, Sripada Srivallabha did intense penance for 12 years in the middle of those four Nandadipams. He divided the whole universe into 16 parts and illustrated the four parts of Brahman as follows. Symbolically, for the four parts of Brahman, he lighted those four Nandadipams with his yogic fire and he remained in penance. The sides east, west, south, and now are the kalas of the first part. People who worship them will get divine clothes. The kalas in the second part are earth, space, sky, and ocean. Those who worship them will become endless and conquer the worlds. The kalas in the third part of Brahman are fire, sun, moon, and electricity. Those who worship them will become lustrous and conquer worlds. The kalas in the fourth part are life, eye, ear, and mind. Those who worship them will become established in them. Moreover, one gets knowledge if the north side is conquered. If the south is conquered, he will not have problem from Bhut, Pret, and Pishachams. If the east is conquered, one gets wealth. If west is conquered, the king becomes favorable. If one conquers all the four sides, he will get Dik Vijayam. Sripad Vallabh has the sides as his clothes. He has spread to the endlessness of all the sides. So he is called Digambara. Sridatta Digambar is the same as Sripad Srivallabh Digambar. From the gross, subtle, and casual bodies of Sri Charna, thousands of rays and kalas will be emanating. Some rays become as Amsa avatars. After completing the stars given to them, they will be merging into the original consciousness of Sripad Srivallabha. He would do creation, protection, annihilation, retrogression, and graceful acts simultaneously. The vibrations seen in the creation of worlds are called Srishti Tattvam. Their preservation and protection is called Sthiti Tattvam. Their annihilation is called Laya Tattvam. The returning of those vibrations into their origin is called Tirodhana. The vibrations related to the compassion and pity on the jivas are called anugraham. Men become weaklings with the passage of yugas. Therefore, Almighty descends to lower states based on the prayers of sages. The incarnation of the Lord in a human body is an indication of His complete grace. This descent of the Lord to lower levels enables humans to obtain excellent results with little effort. Therefore, human beings in Kali Yuga are fortunate by mere remembrance. the grace of Lord Datta would be available. There are many opportunities for the downfall of man in Kali Yuga, but the number of opportunities for obtaining the grace of Sripada Srivallabha is twofold. This is sacrosanct truth. Remembrance, adoration, other activities establish association with Lord Sripada. By this, all the sinful acts, pure sensual influences, and behavioral patterns of the devotees enter into the consciousness of Lord Sripada, and auspicious vibrations enter into his devotees. Sri Charan destroys those heaps of sins and black auras which entered into his consciousness by taking a single dip in a holy river, or he will burn them into ashes in the blazing fire of his yoga, the fruits of that penance to his devotees. Thus, he protects the devotees without violating the principle of karma. It, if necessary, he commands the inner karmic nature and grants liberation to those who take refuge in his auspicious feet. He destroys karma for the welfare of his devotees every second in a very ferocious form. Therefore, those who surrender to his feet get freedom from the shackles of karma, even without being aware of it. When Palani Swami explained facts in the above manner, I was bold to ask him a question regarding a doubt that had cropped up in my mind. Swami, I heard that when Satan afflicts for 7.5 years, even Shankara cannot escape from the trouble. Pray tell me how Sri Guru Sarvabhauma wards off afflictions from planets. My dear Shankara, the planets in the zodiac do not have friendship or enmity towards living beings. When a person is born, the planetary position formed according to his past karma. He derives good and evil effects according to the movement of the planets. When the subtle rays from the planets cause ill effects and mantra, tantra, yantra remedies cannot abate them, one has to resort to japa, tapa, and home practices. When they also cannot alleviate the suffering, one has to take refuge in the padukas of Sri Guru. Shripad is omnipotent. Good and evil forces also exist. The vibrations of those good and evil forces cause good and bad developments respectively. Each planet has a dominance on a particular part of the human anatomy. When planetary afflictions take place, the relevant part of the human body ruled by the adverse planet becomes sick. Undesirable results follow when the subtle vibrations flowing from the universal consciousness are received. Variations take place in the attraction and repulsion caused by the vibrations. A person who is hitherto in good company suddenly will be subjected to ill effects like bad company. Friendship with low class people, unreasonable quarrels, loss of relatives, disputes with family members, and reduction in the power of personal attraction. The universal forces create vibrations continuously. They work steadily in a state of sthiti for some time in the concerned persons. After some time, they leave those persons and reach the bodies of persons who are destined to come under their influence. They begin to give results again according to the rotation of the wheel of time. People who are devotees of God and observe spiritual practices like japa and tap can get some respite to some extent from the planet's rigor. Sages conduct various kinds of sacrifices for the universal welfare. They dedicate their spiritual power derived from tapas for the well-being of humanity. As a result of this practice, harmful influences arising in the universe revert back to their origin instead of harassing men. It means that they return to the center of their origin. This can be termed as tirodhana, granting of abundant auspicious results even for small amount of good deeds is called grace. My son, I explained to you the concepts of Shrishti, Sthiti, Lay, Tirodhana and Anugraha according to the doctrine of Kriya Yoga. In future, the powers of Sripada Srivallabha will flow in a large measure in the Muslim fakir you saw in your meditation. You saw 4 Nanda lamps in the underground cellar beneath the neem tree. This is an extraordinary matter. Sripada Srivallabha granted you this experience with a great intention in mind. He only knows the inner purpose of it. His divine acts are indeed superb. They have a very deep purpose. Moreover, they may be divine secrets not to be divulged to others. I can only explain to you to extent he permitted me. The entire creation works under the guidance of Sripada Srivallabha. He is the authority for himself. The glorious yogic power of the masters of this universe are immeasurable and cannot be comprehended in terms of measurements, limits, and qualities. My mind immensely rejoiced at the explanations of Sri Palani Swami. From the time I started from the Udupi area till I reached Kuruvapuram, many wonderful and strange things were taking place. I want to write a book about them and obtain the permission of the Sri Guru Sarvabhauma, and I wanted to request Sripad in this regard after getting his darshan. Sripala Swami grasped the feelings in my mind easily and said, I have understood the idea in your mind. You want to write his history for the benefit of devotees of the future. Sripada Srivallabha will surely bless your effort. Then Sripala Swami asked Madhava to speak about his meditation experiences. Madhava said, Mahatma, I saw in my meditation a Brahmin sannyasi wearing a lion cloth. He used to worship Agni and the sun. He was talking to a Veda Pandit. I want to send this coconut you gave me to the Muslim fakir. That Muslim fakir is in a higher state than me. He is like an elder brother to me. He knows past, present and future. I will take the trees written on palm leaves named Sripada Srivallabha Charit Amrutam present with you. I will give it to the Muslim fakir whom I revere as my elder brother. I will take his blessings. Are the things narrated in this true or fictitious? I will decide on how much truth is in there and how much fiction is in there. After deciding about it, I will write a treatise analyzing them. Then the Ved Pandit said, Sir, you will not be able to take the coconut I gave you to the Muslim fakir. Your effort will definitely be a waste. The Charitamrut had already been written. It happened by the will of Srivallabha. This treatise, named Sripada Srivallabha Charitra Amrutam, is held in high esteem as a sacred book by all gods, rishis, and great people. This treatise was written on the command of Sripada. No one has the freedom to change even one letter in this. This is with us for many generations. Sripada's command is that the ruined copy of this must be immersed in the Ganga river. We have been protecting it for many generations. Without Sripada's command, we do not reveal, even to a great person, the fact that a treatise like this exists. You seem to wish changing certain parts in this Charitamritam. We belong to the family who feel the touch of Sripada's feet when we put our hands on this treatise. If you are greater than Sripada, your order is binding on us. You are in the attire of a sannyasi. We are householders. We cannot dare to oppose you. If you can take this coconut to Dishila Nagaram, I will give this palmra leaf copy to you. Discard my holy thread and declare myself as an untouchable. You say that the Muslim fakir knew about the Nandadipams. You also say that it is Dishila Nagaram only and that in due course it acquires the name Shiladhi Nagaram. And Avduta in our family told me recently that he found a partial manifestation of Sri Dattatreya in Aurangabad and that he took him to Dishala Nagaram. Even if you go to Pitikapuram, you cannot install Sripada's Paduka there. Pitikapuram is an anthill of people like quarreling poisonous snakes. They spend time in vain arguments and counter arguments and unnecessary disputes, but have no spiritual aspirations. If you install Sripada's Paduka in the house of our ancestors, it will be a happy thing for us. But you should have to get the grace of Sripada completely. Without the will of Sripada, not even one leaf on a tree will move. Our family does not need the name and fame, titles or honors given by ordinary people. We believe that Sripada will be moving as a small boy incognito in our house. Swami, this is what I saw in meditation. Palani Swami said, my dear children, that Veda Pandit belongs to descendants of Sripada's maternal uncle. In their families, they feel Sripada as an incognito small boy. If anyone belonging to any caste, any race, any religion, any country, in any age, feels Sripada as a divine child and has Vasalya Bhakti, Sri Vallabh will be living in their house as a boy incognito. This was revealed by Sripada himself in Pitikapuram. Sri Charan was born in his maternal grandfather's house in Pitikapuram. The people in that family migrated to other villages some years after Sri Vallabh left Pitikapuram. His family members also similarly migrated to other places. Sripada transferred his power completely into the Muslim fakir of Dishila Nagaram in later years. In Bengal, a great person by name of Gadadhar was born. He would worship Kali Kamba. When he prayed for liberation, Jagat Janani did not agree. She asked him to take birth again for the sake of his followers and to grace them considering their merits and sins. He did not agree to take birth again. Then Kali Kamba asked the Muslim fakir of Dishala Nagaram to come to her with his settled body. That Muslim fakir remained dead for 3 days. He told his devotees, I will go to Allah and come back within 3 days. Kalikamba is none other than Vasavi Kanayaka Parameshwari, present in Brihasila Nagaram. This Muslim fakir was given the task of looking into the sins and merits of the followers of Gadadhar. Jagat Janani deposited part of herself in him. Sri Vallabh also deposited part of himself in him. After 3 days, when that Muslim fakir came back into his gross body, he became the most powerful one. He served the masjid in which he lived as the mother. It was because of the amsa of the Divine Mother entering into him. So he showed motherly affection towards his devotees. My dear, all these things I am narrating will be happening in coming centuries. The Veda Pandit seen in meditation had a Vaishya as his dear friend. That Vaishya prayed to the Avduta who was wearing a lion cloth. Swami, please accept our hospitality. We are Arya Vaishyas. Jagat Janani Vasavi Kanayakamba Ambika was born Kanaya Kamba Ambika was born in a caste. You please take the food materials and cook yourself. The Veda Pandit also prayed for the Yati to accept the great Vaishya's invitation. But the Yati, who was a Brahmin formalist, told him curtly that he would not accept the offered food materials as alms. This incident angered Srivallabha and Sri Mata as well. They wanted to punish Avduta in order to remove the pride of his Brahmin birth. The Avduta reached Pitikapuram. The Brahmin community of Pitikapuram, who gave importance to customs and practice of external worship, grandly welcomed that Avduta. Sripada Srivallabha's maternal grandfather's house went into the hands of outsiders. After consulting the house owner, it was decided to install the Sri Padukas in the place where Sripada was born in that house. Silver Padukas were installed in accordance with the scriptures. During the midnight hours, a thief entered that house. The house owner was also awake. The thief entered the room where the Padukas were installed. The house owner told the thief, I have no belief at all that Sripada Srivallabha was a great avatar. I do not have any belief in this Avduta. You can take away these silver padukas and give me half of the amount you get when you sell them. The thief said, all right. On the next day, the padukas were not seen. The Avduta felt sorrow. Silver padukas were installed a second time. Worship was done grandly. During the midnight hours, the Avduta stayed in the same room near the padukas. He was chanting sacred verses on Datta. As he was looking, the paduka rose into the air and hit hard on the head of the Avduta and disappeared. The voice of Sri Charna was heard. I can make my body disappear. Can I not make these padukas disappear? If the coconut had reached Dishila Nagaram, my maternal uncle would have to fulfill his hard oath. That is not agreeable to me. The coconut you sent was eaten away on the way. So there is no way you can give me given the treatise. Sripada Srivallabha Charit Amrutam. Who do you think I am? I don't care whether you are a yogi or a bhogi. I am a matiga. I am a madiga. My profession is to remove. I am madiga. My profession is to remove the skin and make chappals out of it. There is no sin even if I remove your skin and make chappals. The voice roared. The Avduta shivered. On the next day, a great commotion occurred. Those who greatly honored him blamed him as a cheating sannyasi who stole the silver padukas for want of money. They demanded him to explain how the silver padukas disappeared when he himself was in the puja room. With the heaviness of insult, the Yati left Pitikapuram. Palani Swami told us that this was not going to happen in the future. He said, my dear, there are many unbelievable leelas in the history of Sripada. If anybody doubts or criticizes his history, he will become a Brahma Rakshas. Srivallabh made the people of Pitikapuram doubt the sincerity of the Avduta because the Avduta doubted the authenticity of the Charit Amrutam. This was his Leela. Madhava asked, Swami, shall I tell you about the event of my visit to Pitikapuram with my subtle body and the incidents that happened there? Srivallabha Swami agreed. Sripala Swami agreed. Madhava said, I reached a house in Pitikapuram with my subtle body. At one place, I noticed that all my powers were being attracted by two divine padukas staying incognito. The padukas of Sripad Srivallabha's birthplace. The installation of the ideals of Sripad Srivallabha, Sri Dattatreya, and Sri Narasimha Saraswati. Sri Palani Swami said, Madhava, the house which you visited is the house of the maternal grandfather of Sripad Srivallabha and is the birthplace of Sripad Srivallabha. It has attracted all powers in the Patala below the Padukas. There are hermits doing penance. There are hermits doing penance from several hundred years. Sripad Srivallabha Padukas will be installed only in the birthplace of Sripad Srivallabha. After some years from the installation of the pious Padukas there, the Sripad Srivallabha Charit Amrutam comes to the light effortlessly in the place where you meditated the ideals of Sripad Srivallabha, Sri Dattatreya, and his next generation, Sri. In the place where you meditated the ideals of Sripad Srivallabha, Sri Dattatreya, and his next incarnation, Sri Narasimha Saraswati, will be installed. Afterward, many divine sportive plays will take place in that place. After that, Sri Palani Swami became silent. He asked the corpse of the youth buried near our cave to be exhumed. He began to chant the pranav Om Om. After the body was taken out, Vyagreshwar Sharma came there with the loud roar of Sripadarajam Sharanam Prabhate. Sripala Swami entered into the body of the young man. Vyagreshwar Sharma, who was in the body of a tiger, took away the body of Sripala Swami, which decayed with age, to throw it into a nearby river. Palani Swami, who entered the new body, ordered, leave this place immediately. My dear Madhava, go to Vichitrapura. You saw the pious people of Pitikapuram in your subtle body. That is enough for you for this life. My dear Shankara, go to the great place, Tirupati. Madhava, may the grace of Sripad Srivallabha be showered on you. Then Madhava went towards Vichitrapuram and I went towards Tirupati. Where is the end of to the divine sportive plays of Sripad Srivallabha? Victory unto Sri Sripad Srivallabha. Sripadarajam Sharanam Prabhate.